morning one and all. Myself Bhavani from Civil Department. Today we are going to discuss on the post-disaster stage and also rehabilitation. Means this rehabilitation will comes under this post-disaster stage only. And here what is meant by this post-disaster stage means after completion of the disaster, that is going to be called as the post-disaster stage. Mainly after the disaster, these overall disaster management is going to focus us on the recovery, rehabilitation and reconstruction of the immediate response plan have to be conducted towards the disaster areas. And mainly here, this stage is very much essential for the restoring of this affected communities, a normalcy and also rebuilding that infrastructure and also improving the resilience towards this future disasters also. Okay. Means after this overall completion of this disaster, we have to done the affected community normalcy can be done. We have to rebuild this infrastructure and also resilience, improve in the resilience can be seen towards the future disaster. And mainly what is the main primer goal of this post-disaster rehabilitation is not only to restore what was lost, but also to enhance the community's capacity to withstand these future hazards also. Means, of course, if one of the area is affected by the disaster means it not only want to restore the overall last one, but also it has to ensure the community capacity also to withstand the future hazard. Means, if any future disasters also going to be happen in that area only, means they have to be strong enough to face that type of disaster. That also comes under this post-disaster stage. And here mainly what are the main components of this post-disaster rehabilitation or first one, that is damage and needs assessment. What is the main objective of this one is we have to evaluate the extent of damage that can be caused by this disaster and identify the needs for recovery and rehabilitation. Means when we go to the disaster occurred place, we have to identify the overall problems that can be seen at that time. Means recovery action and rehabilitation can be done immediately. And next one is activities. Here what are the main activities that can be done in this damage and need assessment is detailed surveys we have to do. Mainly when we are going to conduct the field surveys and also inspections at a disaster occurred places like homes, public infrastructure and also services like electricity, communications and also water facility. We have to do the detailed survey here. Means how much damage is done and how much funds can be given to the disaster occurred areas. Like that one we can be seen. Okay. And mainly what is the next vulnerability assessment is we have to identify the most affected and also most affected groups here. Means some low income families will be there, some elder people will be there. They are going to affect mainly at the time of disaster. Means they are going to get the means this type of families or this type of people have to give the immediate funds towards that people, and also some needs in the rehabilitation can be processed at that time. And what are the resource allocation at that time means we have to estimate the financial, material and also the human resources that can be required for the rehabilitation and recovery. Means we have to just allocate the resources towards that overall disaster occurred places. Means what are the rehabilitation we can do, what are the recovery we can do, means so that we can guide the allocation of the aid and also the resources to that place. Okay. And mainly after doing this one, what will be the main outcome is a clear understanding of the disaster impact, which will inform the development of the effective recovery and also the rehabilitation plan be seen at that time. Means overall after doing this one, it will just informs the development of that recovery and also the rehabilitation plans here. Next one is restoration of essential services. And here, what is the main objective of this one? We have to restore the infrastructure and also the services that can be necessary for the daily life and also the economic activities. Okay, means obviously after the disaster happened places that can't be means that people or whether it may be that place can't go to the normal life. That will take some time. But we have to quickly restore that critical infrastructure also. Means basic essential services have to restore at that time. Means what are the main actions we can be take at that time is utility restoration. Means rapid repair and also the restore services like electricity supply and water supply, waste management and telecommunications that have to repair immediately. Okay. And next one is public health services. Here we have to reopening the healthcare facilities and also we have to ensure the provision of that medical care so that we are going to prevent the outbreak of these diseases. Means at the time of disaster, so many people means after this disaster is happened, so many will be people will going to get the diseases. Means immediate medical care can be given to that people. So we have to reopen these healthcare facilities also. And next one is education and public services. And in this education and public services, we have to restore the schools, colleges, and also some of the public services. Means uh, e-services will be there. Means e-seva like that. We have to open that type of shops like that one. That is also comes under the public services. Next one is outcome. Means by doing this one, what we will get means that can stabilize the daily life and prevention of the secondary disaster. Means by going towards their daily life, some people can be somewhat comfortable with their with that life. Means after the disaster also. So and also we can prevent the secondary disasters here. Means epidemics due to poor sanitation. Means we can be very much safe after these disasters can be happen. Means some people can be get epidemics due to this poor sanitation also. Okay. And next one is housing and shelter rehabilitation. Main objective of this one is affected individuals are safe, secure and sustainable housing. Okay, here we have to be government have to ensure that all the affected people are safe enough and they are all getting the normal services like food care, medical care, everything, and sustainable housing can be given to them. Main activities we can do in this one is temporary housing. Means after the disaster, so many people they lost their house. So temporary houses can be given to that type people like tents, modular houses or community shelters also. Next one is permanent housing reconstruction. Means some people they lost their houses. Means government have to means they have to support that people by building the temporary houses. By this means some houses can be disaster resilient construction can be done by this government so that if another disaster also happen, people can be easily sustained from that one. Next is housing assistance programs. Means here we have to offer the financial support or loans towards the individuals to rebuild their houses also. Okay. Means what is the main outcome from this one? Means rehabilitating housing that meets the need of the community and that will give better protection towards the towards another future disaster. Okay. Next one is economic recovery. Here, most of the people they already lost the so much properties or so much damage towards their livelihood. Okay, they have to means in this one what we can do is we have to restore the livelihoods and ensure the long-term sustainability of this affected area. And what is the main activity of this one is livelihood support. Means we have to give immediate cash assistance or job opportunities and also some training can be done to help the people to regain their livelihoods. And next is small business assistance. Means we can give the small amount or loans towards the people who are affected in this disaster to start their new businesses, very small businesses like that one. And next one is agricultural recovery. Means after this disaster is happened, so many agricultural fields also can be damaged. At that time, rehabilitating these farmlands, and also we can provide the seeds, tools, and also livestock to the farmers means that also very much supportiveness towards the disaster affected people. What is the main outcome of this one is that enables the communities to rebuild their financial support, and also that will reduce as the long-term dependency on their external aid also. Next one is social rehabilitation. Main objective of this one is whether it may be social and also the psychological impact of the disaster, and also we have to rebuild the community structures also. First one, that is what are the main activity of this one is uh, psychosocial support. Means we have to give counseling and mental health services to the affected people who are suffering from this trauma, loss, and also the displacement. Means some people may be very much disturbed towards the changing of their home from, means some people they lost their houses at that time. Means when they are going to evacuate the place and coming to the another place, means that also called as the displacement. Means such people can be get the trauma, and some people they lost their loved ones, that is also some of the great loss towards their life. So that type of people we are going to give the mental health services and counseling we can give to that type of people. And next one is community engagement. And here we are going to restore the social cohesion and normally by opening the community centers like schools, and also some places of worship to restore the social cohesion. Okay, means after opening this places of worship, some people can be normalized themselves at that time. Next is social services. Here we have to ensure the continuation of the essential services that can include the child care, education, and also support units for the elderly and disabled also. What is the main outcome is it can restore the social networks and sense of normalcy here. Next is infrastructure reconstruction. Here we have to rebuild the critical infrastructure with the emphasis on sustainability and resilience of the infrastructures. Next one is activity. Here we have to reconstruct the public buildings like schools, government offices, hospitals, and also some other public buildings to higher safety standards. Next one is transportation networks, and here transportation can be all this can also be means overall we have to reconstruct these building roads, and also ports, and also bridges, airports for the improvement of the economy towards the government, and also that can reduce the vulnerability for the future disaster. Next one is utility systems. Here we have to reconstruct the water facilities, sewage, drainage systems with the updated technologies so that that can save the time, and also that can enhance the resilience and also the efficiency. Means what is the main outcome means that is more resilient, reliable, and also better suited towards the community's long-term needs. Okay. Next one is environmental rehabilitation. Here we can restore and protect the natural environment that is mainly disturbed by this disaster. What we can do in this one is firstly ecosystem restoration. Here we have to do the reforestation. Means at the time of disaster so much deforestation can be seen. So replanting of these trees can be done. Rehabilitating these wetlands and natural waterways can be restored to prevent this erosion, flooding, and other some environmental causes. And next one is population cleanup. We have to mainly clean this population, whether it may be air pollution, whether it may be noise pollution. Means we have to remove this debris, hazardous waste from the land which is affected by this disaster to prevent the long-term environmental change. Next is sustainable land measurement. Here we have to implement the sustainable land use to reduce the environmental degradation and also enhance the resilience of ecosystem. Main outcome is it will develop and reduces the risk of future disasters. Next one is community involvement and capacity building. Here we are going to involve the communities for the rehabilitation process and also for the disaster preparedness and responses. Okay. And what is the main activity we can do in this one is we have to firstly participatory planning can be done, means we have to engage the community members for the decision making which will be related towards this rehabilitation and also reconstruction. And emerge capacity building, that is nothing but the we have to train the local leaders and also emergency respondent in the disaster management and also for the resilience of the building. And next one is community based organization. We have to support and strengthen the local organization that can be rehab, that can give the rehabilitation efforts and also advocate this community needs. Main outcome will be it will overall community can be recovered easily and it is prepared to handle the future disasters also. Next one is long-term recovery planning. Here they have to develop and also implement the strategies that can ensure the sustainable development and that can also reduce the future disaster risk. And what is the main activity is we have to integrate the DRR in development plans. Here we are going to incorporate with the disaster risk reduction methods for the local and also the regional development to ensure the future growth is resilient. Next one is building back better. Means we have to reconstruct the infrastructure. For this reconstruction, we have to construct this infrastructure with the earth resistant only, and we have to improve the safety and sustainability of this infrastructure. Next one is economic diversification. Here we have to reduce the dependency on vulnerable sectors and we have to enhance this overall resilience also. Means outcome will be it will by doing this resilient community, it will be very sustainable growth and reduced vulnerability for the future hazards or disasters. Next one is monitoring and evaluation. We have to monitor and we have to ensure that objectives are met, and from the previous experiences we have to improve the future future houses, whether it may be infrastructure. Means overall rehabilitation process can be done with very effectiveness by using the very advanced technologies. Main activity or we have to progress the monitoring, means we have to implement the rehabilitation projects, identify the challenges and making some necessary adjustments when another disaster is going to be happen, we can sustain at that time. Okay. Next one is impact assessment. Here we have to improve the resilience and also the well-being of the affected people. Next one is reporting and the accountability. Here we have to ensure the transparency and also accountability by this reporting outcomes towards the government agencies, donors and also the community here. Next is by doing this one, most of the rehabilitation process that will meet the needs of most affected people and also valuable lessons can be we can get from this resilience also. Okay, these are the references books. Thank you everyone.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.